Good morning. Good morning, everyone. We are here. Let me go ahead and open the door for our friends on Facebook. Okay, let's get this live on Instagram. All right, we got Instagram live. We cannot be stopped. Gotta love technology. Good morning, everyone. Okay, great. We are live on Facebook. Okay, let's get the doors open fully for everyone. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, you guys, it is Saturday morning. I am Shamika Cotton, your host for Saturday Morning Tap In. If you are new here, you have just tuned in to the place for some uplifting conversations. We're going to set some intentions. We're going to talk about the F word. And then we're also going to do some journaling. So go ahead, get your journal, get your candle, get your coffee, your water, or your tea, and let's get it.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, boy, mom 889? Welcome to your Saturday morning tap in. So glad to see you stopping through. You are welcome here. Welcome to the space. Look around, find a place. Have a seat, get comfortable. Help yourself to the beverages in the fridge. Coffee in the on your counter. I put it there for you. Welcome to the Saturday morning tap in, you guys. I'm just so happy to be back. The voice is back. Me. Okay. Since last week. Okay. As I told the friends, it was sultry and crunchy. She's back. Good morning, Bree. We're back. I'm so glad to be in the building. Got some really interesting things I want to talk about today. Hope you all will join me in the conversation and the activities. We're going to be talking about the F word. So I was like, really? Is that the message for today? And it was like, yeah, that's the message. So we're going to do it. Nella, we're going to do it. Really? Is it really for Raven? That's my guess. That's my final answer. Did I pronounce your name right? I'm going to call you Relly for sure. What's up, Relly? Welcome to your Saturday morning tap-in. Giving you a little dose of positivity on your timeline, coming in to hold the space for all that is good.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
We don't stop. Okay, we're still here.
Tap in.
We are in year 2 of the Saturday morning tap-in. We've been doing this. As far as I know, we're going to keep on doing it. We're going to keep on doing it. We're going to keep on showing up and holding space. Where you at? What's up, Red Diva? Welcome to your Saturday morning tap-in. So good to see you in the room. Can y'all tell that I'm enjoying my health? She's pumped up. I am so glad to be here Saturday morning tap in. My favorite place to be on Saturday morning. Red Diva, you're feeling the hair, okay? You're feeling the natural hair. Let me tell you something real quick. So yes, this is my natural hair. And, my natural curl pattern or whatnot. And I have some clips in it to give me a little faux hawk, But I'm telling you, I am just one cup of coffee away, one over-caffeinated day from shaving it to make it permanent. I really like the shade, but I'm a little nervous. I don't know. I think I'm nervous. I don't know. So for now, I take baby steps. Don't do something permanent until you're really sure about it. So I take baby steps, and I got these little clips in here. And so I like it. I'll close my Facebook window. But that's okay. I don't need to have Facebook open because I can see you guys over here on StreamYard. Okay, great. Now, if I close Instagram, that's a problem. Captain. Welcome. Some more 2K3. Tap. That's what we're doing. We're tapping in. Wait, Red Diva, you are going to do the big chop? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Cutting hair is such a wonderful change of energy, isn't it? And really, you guys see, and I've told you this before, but my hair grows pretty fast. So it'll grow back. But then also, if I ever need my long hair back, am I frozen on Instagram? Am I frozen on Instagram? If I ever need I look like I'm frozen on Instagram. But yeah, and if I ever need need a long hair, or if I ever kind of get the taste for long hair, that's what wigs are for. That's what we live in the hair liberation moment right now. Hair has been liberated. So many wonderful ways to express ourselves with our hair. Okay, great. So it's not frozen, it's just my screen. Cut all my dreads last year. Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah, cutting your hair. I'm telling you, definitely a big change of energy. Celeste, I knew you was going to be here today because I was thinking about you. Let me answer your message that I've been meaning to answer since I saw it come in my inbox. Okay, so y'all remember I did this film called Game Night, right? Remember that? And I went to, it premiered and screened at the Pan-African Film Festival last year. You guys remember going on that journey with me? The film hasn't come out, Celeste. There's no way for you to see it yet. We don't have distribution for it. So I think Tanya's still working on some deals and figuring out how to get it out there, what way she wants to go with it. Tanya Pinkins was our fearless leader and director of the project. So yes. I am so glad to see you here because I'm telling you, you ever you keep meaning to do something, then you get distracted. That was me and you in that message you sent me, Celeste. So I'm so glad to see you here. Always good to see what you're up to on the socials. Yes, I bet some more 2K did. I bet it felt good when you cut your dreads too. Yes. So I don't know. One day you may tune in and see that she's actually did it. You may see that she actually shaved her hair. So you love Tanya Pinkins, okay? I love me some Tanya Pinkins too. And let me just tell you, while we're talking and speaking her name, the trailblazer that she is, there's going to be an event that is going to be celebrating all of her amazing work. Ooh, where is it? I think it is in March. Come on, where is the Tanya Pinkins event? Because I have it on my calendar. Because I want to go to it. You know what? I am going to have to share it on my Instagram. But it's going to be happening here in New York. And we'll get a chance to watch just a really wonderful, I think there was a documentary made about her canon of work that she's done and her canon of artistry that she shared with us. So, and if you know about the event, put it in the chat because I can't find it. And I know I put it on my calendar. Let me see. Did she WhatsApp it to me? Did she put it on my WhatsApp? Where is it? She sends me so much stuff. Anyway, I will share it. Okay. But yes, Tanya, she inspires me so much because she don't play. She's not waiting for permission to create her work. And I've kind of been in that space the past couple of days because of something that I'm working on. Just really tapping in and really reconnecting to giving myself permission to create, remembering that is something that drives me, right? That is what is at the core of my artistry. So yes, Tanya is just amazing, and she inspires me. And so yes, I share that with everyone. Don't wait, create. I believe that was the model for some internship that some fantastic, brilliant woman came up with. Called T3IP, the 1010 Talent Internship Program. Oh, such a special time. And I am working to get another cohort in, but I'll tell you guys more about that when it is time. But first, let's just take a moment. I've already lit my candle. You guys lit your candles or your incense? Wait, what am I? I think he's not lighting. Why you ain't light, little candle wick? You don't want to have, let me light your fire. You don't want to have a little light? Okay, go ahead. There you go. There you go. See that? Light somebody's candle, you guys. Light someone's candle. You see the little flame went out? Go ahead and light their candle. Some more 2K3 says, I hear ya. I have a stage play and full-length feature written. What are you doing? Want to pick them back up and figure things out. Come on. Come on, some more 2K3. We need to hear these stories and see these stories. Come on now. Create that work. Create that work. Even if it's just like a little short snippet, you know what I mean? Even if it's just a little short snippet. I was journaling about something yesterday. It was a realization that I had. And that realization was that sometimes you have this idea of something you want to do or a goal, something you want to create, right? But it isn't until you embark on the journey and start to take steps that other things start to appear. So you may think that, oh, the final thing that I am going for, some more 2K, Steven, is your full-length feature film, right? Or your play. But you may discover along the way that that was just the thing to get you started because the idea had so much more to give you. You know what I'm saying? You guys put some hearts in the chat. Put some hearts in the chat. Give me some hearts on the screen on Instagram if you are understanding what I'm saying there. I totally find that to be the case. You think it's been about this one thing the whole time, but then as you start to show up and take steps and do the inspired action, you realize, like, wait a minute. There was also a bonus, several bonuses along the journey. So some more 2K, keep doing what you're doing. You're already doing amazing. How did your challenge go? Are you still doing your challenge where you were doing a scene a day? How are we doing with that? How are we doing with that? Welcome, Moon Girl 34. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Celester says, oh man, nonstop right now. Co-starring in a movie at South by Southwest called Caper. Congratulations. Congratulations. Every night it has been sold out. Come on. So there's a film at South by Southwest featuring Celeste Rich called Caper. Last show yesterday had a 2-hour line wrapped around the block for your movie. So blessed. Yes, that is a blessing. That is a blessing. And then he says, I've been harassing Jamie Lincoln Smith about game night too. What did he say? Did he say? He probably said the same thing. He doesn't, I mean, if I don't know, he don't know. But I'd be curious. Maybe you do. I don't know. But let me tell you, game night, whenever it do come out, you're going to see Jamie Lincoln Smith in a way that you've never seen him before. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. So, and you know what? Just let's send some energy right now to game night, to Tanya, to infinite intelligence, divine intelligence that is creating a way for that project to come out and to be seen and to be shared. Just holding that space. We're just going to hold that space. Taking a nice cleansing inhale and letting it go. Sending so much love and appreciation to all the talent and the artists and the crew that came together to make this project. Sending love and light to Tanya, knowing that right now divine ideas are being placed in her mind on what to do to get this story to the audience in the way that benefits everyone for the best deal. Because we know and affirm that the best is right now present. We just have to open ourselves to it. And so while we're here, and so it is. So while we're here, we're just going to take a moment. And also, anyone, you know what? Put yourself in here, okay? Let's put yourself in here while we're in this delicious energy space. If you have a project a goal, something that you are working on, and you're feeling stuck. You don't know what to do some more to cake because you got so many wonderful ideas, okay? I want you to call it to mind. Celeste, whatever you desire to happen after South by Southwest, after your film caper, whatever it is you desire right now, let's just take some moment and hold space with it. Let's just take some time to hold space. Taking some nice cleansing inhales. Allowing joy and light to fill our hearts and our minds about these projects, these divine ideas in the mind of God. I affirm that game night is a divine idea in the mind of God. I affirm that every project that Stephen is working on, his plays, his shorts, his feature film, are divine ideas in the mind of God. Caper is a divine idea in the mind of God. And all divine ideas in the mind of God have every resource, everything they need to thrive, to go to that next level, to be the fullness of what it was called to be. So we center ourselves in gratitude for being able to have wonderful ideas. For those who are artists, maybe you're an entrepreneur, your business is a divine idea in the mind of God. Your vision. And for every vision, there is provision that is already here, but we have to make ourselves aware. We have to tune our radio broadcast. We got to turn the dial so that we can become a vibrational match. So that whatever else we want to experience, that we become a vibrational match for it. And as we tune in and tap into that good feeling, that gratitude for the ideas, the gratitude for the experience. It opens us up to elevate the ideas. It opens us up for more divine guidance. So as we just sit here for a moment, focusing on our breathing, whether you're focusing on a feeling or thought or a sensation of gratitude, or you can focus on a feeling or thought of receptivity, being open for divine guidance on what to do next. That answer, that step, that connection is right now, right here. We are opening ourselves up to be receptive for all of our good right now. And we give thanks, and so it is. Y'all already know. Good morning, Regina. Welcome to Saturday Morning Tap In. Welcome, Boo. Robin, how are you? It's almost time to make our short film. Right? I don't know when you tapped in because I was in the moment. Maybe you placed The Day Elvis Died, which is the short film we're working on together in that space of light and love, knowing that there is divine order orchestrating every element, every detail that concerns the production of our beautiful short film, making sure it gets out to the audiences that needs it. Because stories are healing and inspiring and uplifting and needed. Yes, what's up, the ignorant intellectual? What's up, my friend? So good to see you here. Hello, Heather Jones Edwards. So I hope you were able to tap into that moment. If not, don't worry if you just got here and you missed it. Do you know that these recordings live online at youtube.com/Shamika Chronicles? You can watch past recordings of Saturday Morning Tapping. They're there. And so feel free. And maybe you might have a moment where you're like, you know what? I just need to get centered again. And Saturday Morning Tapping is that space, is a place that holds the space for that for you. I encourage you to go back and watch some of the past episodes of Saturday Morning Tapping. So, all right, I'm gonna share a little story. And also get your journals ready. I said today we're going to be talking about the F word. The F word. But before we get there, go ahead and put some intentions in the chat. Right. So what we do every Saturday morning, for those who are new here, we like to set an intention. Right? We believe that a little bit of intentionality goes a long way. We want to set ourselves up to experience the best that our day has to offer, the best that our weekend has to offer, the best that our upcoming week needs to offer. Okay? Free is a part of it. Some more 2K3. Keep trying. There is free in there. There is freedom attached to it. I love it. So go ahead and put some intentions in the chat. What intention would you like us to hold space with you for, right? What intention would you like us to hold space for? There's something about coming together in collective consciousness. And that's another thing that I love about our Saturday morning tap-in. As long as there's one other person here, whether they're watching it right now or whether they're watching a recording, there is power and magic happening, right? So holding that space, right? Coming together as collective consciousness, right? As a community, and saying, this is what I want to activate in the world, right? This is what I want to bring and offer as a gift to the day, to the people that I'm going to encounter, right? Maybe you want to offer freedom. Maybe that's an intention you want to set. You can set freedom as an intention. Did you know that? Yes. That might be something that you might want to set. You may want to set the intention for being courageous. Maybe you want to set the intention for being consistent. Maybe you want to set the intention for peace, right? Because you know you're about to go into a challenging situation where the parties involved have been having a hard time coming together, right? There's been some tumultuousness in the interaction, right? So you want to set yourself to be that hot spot for peace, right? When we set our intention, we are turning ourselves on and saying, I am first going to turn on that intention within me, so that as I go out into the world, not only have I set that intention and turned on that part of me, but now I have made myself a hot spot for that very intention, so that wherever I go, people can say, you know what, can I borrow your hot spot because I need some peace today? Something about your presence just makes me feel peaceful, whether they say it or not, right? Something about your presence just makes me feel liberated. I don't know. So go ahead, put it in the chat. What intention would you like to set for today? Regina says, I intend to do the things I desire to accomplish today. Setting the intention for accomplishment. Well, how you like that? What you think about that, Regina? Let me know. Accomplishment, is that an intention that you like to add? I don't know. Someone else might need that, right? Been working on a project for quite some time and you feel like there's no end in sight. How many folks have a project like that? Raise your hand. Right? Maybe you want to set the intention for progress or accomplishment. Right? So I'm going to make a note of those. Feel free to put other intentions that you want to set in the chat. Welcome, China Doll 313 in the hills. Welcome to your Saturday morning tap-in. So some of you may know, and maybe some of you are also doing it, but I am in a season of Lent right now. Are there any people here who celebrate Lent or have celebrated Lent before? And usually the thing about Lent is it always involves some form of fasting, not the F word, but it is an F word, right? Some form of fasting, right? And so for me, the group that I am observing and practicing Lent with is my church, and we are a New Thought church. And so for Lent, what Lent stands for us is let's eliminate negative thinking. Somebody put that in the chat. Let's eliminate negative thinking. That is what Lent stands for us, right? And so we are embarking on a 40-day journey of Lent, of eliminating negative thinking. And part of that is by practicing fasting in some way, whether you're fasting from foods or whether you're fasting from activities. Maybe you're fasting from complaining. You get to pick what you are fasting from, right? Whatever you feel like it is that you need. Fasting and Lent and really your spiritual practice is very, very personal, right? It is very unique to you. And that's why you have to have your own intimate connection. And you don't let other people dictate what your spiritual practice needs to be. That's between you and your higher power, God, whatever you want to call it, right? I see y'all putting it in the chat. Let's eliminate negative thinking. So I'll give an example. One year when I did Lent, right? So of course you fast, but the other side of the fast is a feast, right? What are you fasting from? And then what are you feasting on, right? So one year, I'm not saying I'm doing it this year, but one year, my fast was fasting from the excuse that I didn't need to work out every day or that I didn't have time to work out every day, right? I was fasting from excuses. So what was I feasting on? I was feasting on my workout. I was feasting on health. So every day for 40 days, I made sure I got a workout in. And that was a very powerful time because what Lent also does is it gets you out of your comfort zone. It stretches you. And if you're doing it right, it's causing you to meet yourself, right? To see yourself, a lot of introspection, a lot of listening to yourself. And so we are doing Lent and it's fasting. So what are you fasting from? And then what are you feasting on? So that's an example of something that I did in previous Lenten seasons. Another thing that I had done in previous Lenten season was fasting from complaining. You can do a fast from complaining. Now, the wonderful thing though about Lent, when you're let's eliminating negative thinking, is that you get to reset every week. You really can reset every day, right? Because of this next F word, right? You can reset every day or every week, right? And that other F word is, drumroll, forgiveness. Yo, let me tell y'all, I used to have such a reaction to the word forgiveness. I used to be like I would tune into someone's class and someone else, you guys let me know, talk back to me in the chat. So I'd be in a class or in a workshop, and they say, okay, so today's topic is forgiveness. And I'd be like, oh, how much more forgiveness work can I do? I've already forgiven everybody for everything. Like, come on. And I would just be like, okay, forgiveness. We're doing this again, right? But I have come to love and understand that forgiveness is a daily practice, or it can be a daily practice. It depends on what you want to do, but forgiveness for me is a daily practice. right? It's a daily practice. And so in Lent, we had our call yesterday. So in Lent, the program that I'm working in, we have a 30-minute call every day where we get a lesson, right, that we tune into via Zoom, right? And right now we are studying this book that's called Daniel, a model for kingdom leadership. Daniel, a model of kingdom leadership. It's by Dr. Darrell R. Pulley. You can find the book on Instagram. It's available in Kindle, or you can also order a paperback version of it. But it is a 7-week journey with devotionals every day that you can focus on understanding the book of Daniel and looking at it for principles on leadership, right? And so yesterday's 30-minute call was when we were doing day, I think it was day 13. I think today is day 14. And it happens every day for those who may be interested. It's every day until Good Friday, or either until Easter. But it's every day at 10 a.m. Eastern time or 7 a.m. Pacific. And Central time, that would be 9 for you guys, right? I believe you guys are an hour behind Eastern. But yeah, you tune in every day for a lesson, for a devotion, and also to be a part of a community who is also on this journey as well. So I love Lent. Every year that I do Lent, I experience some form of transformation, right? Because you can't help but when you're focused on growing spiritually for 40 days, you're going to grow. Okay. Even if that focus and consecration is, I'm just going to tune into the call to hear what they talking about, you're going to grow, right? Every year I experience some form of breakthrough, right? Because I'm very intentional about what I'm working on in Lent, right? And so this year, the reason why I'm so vocal about it is because this year I am co-hosting. So what happened? So 30 minutes, Dr. Pulley, actually, the writer of the book, is actually leading the daily devotionals. And then after that 30 minutes, we open up for an after party where we talk about how our Lenten journey is going. We talk about the lessons. We get to ask questions to the author and just share our stories and share in community. And so as a co-host, I get to host and facilitate that space for the after party. So that is something new that I am doing this year. Normally, I am just a participant. So I co-host on Tuesdays. So Tuesdays up until Easter, you can find me at 10 a.m. Eastern time, co-hosting the Lenten experience, Lent Live in 2025 via Upchurch. And I believe that there may be a link in my bio where you can find out more if you want to join in on this journey. So anyway, yesterday we were working on the lesson about truth. Hey, hold on one second. Hey, Sands. I see you in the house. Tahashi, what's up, sis? Welcome. Ooh, so much love. So many of my sisters in the house. So we were doing the lesson about truth and what does truth mean and walking in truth. And Dr. Pulley came at it from a way that I wasn't expecting. And he started talking about forgiveness. Started talking about forgiveness. And so the thing is that, and I know a lot of you may have heard, you may have heard it in certain circles that forgiveness is not just, it's not about the other person, right? The other person played a part into what is causing the dynamic of forgiveness to need to be expressed. But forgiveness is really about you, right? Forgiveness is about me, right? Somebody put that in the chat. Forgiveness is about me. And so the way that Dr. Pulley talked about it yesterday was very intriguing. And so another part of the devotional that is the book, Daniel, a model of kingdom leadership, is doing some journaling. And y'all already know, for those of you who tune in, my series regulars for Saturday morning tap in journaling, that's a part of my spiritual practice. And so I wanted to take to my journal and do some forgiveness work. And so one thing, thank you. Yes, thank you so much, Tahashi. Forgiveness is about me, right? And so one thing that Dr. Pulley mentioned was that when you are not forgiving, or when you're holding things in, right? Not practicing forgiveness, what you do is you create a block, a boulder, or a barricade to your good, right? Think about that. A block, a boulder, or a barricade to your good. And so you guys heard me talking about earlier, as we were just having a moment of intentionality with just around some projects in our conversations earlier, right? I mentioned that our good, your good, is around you right now. It's right here, right now. But what happens is when we are unforgiving or not practicing forgiveness, we create a block, a boulder, or a barricade to our good, right? So I was like, okay, I like that. And I recognized that I had room to practice some forgiveness. And I said, you know what? I want to do more of that. And so he gave a practice that he does where he does forgiveness every day. And he says, I forgive everyone for everything, including myself, right? Sometimes we have to forgive ourselves, right? I forgive everyone for everything, including myself. I release and I let go so that my good can flow. Stephen, put that in the chat. I know you typing some stuff up and making notes. Put that in the chat. I forgive everyone for everything, including myself. I release and let go so that my good can flow. And what he does is, part of his morning routine is he lights his candle. And you guys know I love a lit candle. Okay, I love aromatherapy. And he says that forgiveness statement. And he imagines releasing the energy of unforgiveness. Whatever that energy of unforgiveness is, it might be a feeling of betrayal, a feeling of resentment, a feeling of hurt. You guys put it in the chat. What are some other feelings that come up when you think about unforgiveness? What are those feelings, right? We said resentment, bitterness, betrayal, disappointment, right? What are some other feelings that come up from unforgiveness? Put that in the chat, share it. And so what he does is he imagines those feelings flowing out of his body through his hands and into the candle wax. And into the candle wax. I'm going to pin that. Thank you so much, Stephen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Regina. Also affirming forgiveness is about me. Yes. Right? And so that is the F word that we are working with today. Forgiveness. So I'm going to add forgiveness as one of our intentions that we are setting, but we are really going to set forgiveness. We're going to do some journaling about it. Normally, we will take a journal prompt from our 100 days of gratitude and take that prompt and journal about it for 10 minutes and 10 seconds. And because I've been talking so much already today, having a wonderful conversation with you guys, we may not get a chance to do the journal prompt because I really want us to tap in and do some of this forgiveness work together, right? You may have been holding on to feelings of unforgiveness or feelings of hurt, right? There could be a situation in your past, right? Maybe the person is not even the person that hurt you or caused you pain is no longer even here. How do you forgive in that instance, right? Maybe it's something that's really big and you're like, I don't know how to let go of it, right? And in some instances, you have to practice forgiveness daily. And then also therapy, finding a therapist that can help walk you through a forgiveness practice and letting go of that thing. Because I tell you, after what I experienced yesterday, I'm going to tell y'all all about it right now to kind of inspire you all to go on this forgiveness journey with us today for today's Saturday morning tap-in. Something unexpected happened yesterday. Are y'all suspense? Y'all leaning in like, what happened? What happened? Right? And so yesterday, so after the Lent call for the day, I said, when I do my morning pages today, I am going to allow space in my journal for me to do some of my forgiveness practice. And it was so funny because the day before, I was looking through some things on my timeline and some past projects that I had worked on. And there were a couple people that I saw that stirred up a feeling in me that wasn't necessarily a loving feeling or a light feeling. There was a feeling of heaviness to it, whether it was a feeling of disappointment, feeling let down, but also bringing up feelings about me being, disappointed, where I needed to forgive myself, right? Where I needed to receive the forgiveness of someone else for something, And so I said, you know what? It's no coincidence that I had this moment the day before where I felt something inside of me, right? How many of you know or have experienced where you see something or you think about a certain situation and it makes you feel a kind of way? It makes you feel a way, right? And it's like, I feel a way about this person, or I feel a way about this situation, but you can't quite put your finger on it. So you say, I feel a way about it, right? How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? I feel a way about this. I feel a way about this person. And so for me, journaling, doing my morning pages is a wonderful place for me to do a dump. And so I said, okay, let me get my journal and let me work on these feelings about these two situations. And now here's the deal. I could probably go on forever, just for hours writing about the situation. But I wanted to make sure that I don't overwhelm the practice. Just allocate a certain amount of time to it, right? So what I did, normally I do my journaling, and then I'll take 10 minutes and 10 seconds to do some just sitting in the silence and meditation and contemplation. And so after yesterday's Lenten call, I decided to mix it up a little bit. So what I did, and I'm just sharing this with you so that maybe you have something that you're working through. And it might be something where even if you feel, ooh, how about this? You feel a way about a person or a situation, but you feel like it wasn't my fault. It was their fault. They did it. Who is this character that I'm doing? I don't know. Who is it? Right? I feel a way about it, but please, it wasn't on me. It was on them. But hey, remember we said forgiveness is about you. So if you feel in a certain way about it, even though you're saying it wasn't your fault, you got to do the forgiveness work. Because what you're doing when you're holding on to those feelings that are causing you to feel a way about it, you are creating a block, a barricade, or a boulder to your good, right? And as Dr. Pulley said, I release and let go so that my good can flow. You may be feeling stuck in a certain area. You may have a project that's not moving, or a relationship that's just not happening, or a connection that's not happening, or an advancement that's not happening. What if I told you can do a small act or practice of forgiveness to just start to open up the channels? and you will see things start to flow. Okay, another F word. Okay, from forgiveness to flow. Yup, Steven, some more 2K. Is that something? You are so good about marketing and packaging the things that I say. From forgiveness to flow. All right. So even if you feel like that ain't on me, that was on him, but you just keep it real, you feel a way about it, right? And so when you go into your forgiveness practice, even if you say, I am willing to forgive, or I am willing to see things differently. Right? I am willing to see things differently. Now, something that people often talk about in terms of forgiveness that we are not even going to open, we are not going to open that can of worms about this one, not today. People say, forgive and forget. Well, how does that work? Sometimes I can't forget what happened. Does that mean I'm not forgiving? Guys, there are so many ways to think about that. We are not going to go into that today. I have my perspective about it. But what I'm focused on today is forgiveness. When you know it's making you feel a certain kind of way, you feel something in your body, right? You feel your toes go like this. You feel your toes go like this when you see the person or think about the situation. Or you feel the need to go like, oh, to cringe at something you did. And you're just like, why did I say that? Right? Why did I do that? Right? That feeling a kind of way, right? We're putting a voice, we're putting a label on how we feel. Our feelings are important. Getting to know, what are you feeling? What is that feeling? What is causing that feeling? And if you're cringing at something you did, or you're feeling bad about a way you handled something, then that means do some forgiveness work with yourself. Okay. So I reflected on the thing that had triggered me the day before, that made me feel a way about a couple things. And I said, so what I'm going to do is I am going to journal about it. Right. I am going to journal. I'm going to take one thing. I'm going to take one person. Okay. And I'm going to write out how I feel. Even if it's write out what happened, I'm going to do a dump. Okay. And then after that dump, because you never know what may come up when you're journaling. Sometimes you might have a new way of seeing things, or an aha moment might happen. I don't know. Forgiveness is a magical power. So we are going to set the timer. All right. So everybody, okay. And even I'm going to do it. We are going to set the timer for let me see how I want to do this. We're going to do 3 minutes, just 3 minutes, because I want you all to see that a forgiveness practice is possible and it's practical. It doesn't have to be this long, drawn out thing, although it can be. So what we'll do is we'll set the timer for 3 minutes, okay? And we are going to write out how we feel, whatever comes up about the situation. Now, y'all know every Saturday morning tap in, we do a journaling exercise from a journal prompt, and I share it. I will not be sharing my journal here. Okay. Forgiveness is very personal, right? And so we are going to write out for 3 minutes how we feel. We're going to do a dump about how we feel about the situation, right? But then after that, we are going to take time to do the affirmation of, I forgive everyone and everything, including myself, right? That affirmation, I forgive so-and-so and everything, including myself. I release and let go so that my good can flow. Or I am willing to release and let go so that my good can flow, right? So then we'll do that. We'll sit in that moment of silence, of release, for 3 minutes. Now, let me give you guys a little case study of what happened to me so that I can kind of inspire you to go on this forgiveness practice and journey with us today, right? Just to start it out, all right? So I did my journaling. I did my forgiveness work yesterday. And then I said, okay, now I got to get to work. And so I have been applying, you guys, for a grant. This is my first time applying for a residency and a grant. And that is attached to our 300 things list, which I thought we would talk about today, but come back next week. Next week, we are doing our monthly Keep the Dream Alive in 2025 300 things list activity next week. All right. So come back next week for that. But I said, you know what? I need to work on this grant. Right. So, and it was due. It's due today. Well, it's due Sunday. But anyway. And so it was so funny because I found this grant, this residency, before the application period was open. And I made a note. I joined their mailing list. I wanted to find out, when was the next time that I can submit. And so the time finally rolled around. However, I didn't find out about it until it was just like a couple days, a few days, not a whole lot of time to fill out the application. And so I was feeling like, you know what? I can't really think of anything specifically that I could do for the residency or for the grant, because I started to look at it more in depth to see what the qualifications were. And I almost said, I'm not filling out this grant. Now that was a whole nother F word. That was called fear, right? Fear of rejection, fear of not being enough. And a friend of mine happened to call me. And we weren't even talking about grants, but what she does and just how she lives her life. She inspires me to step out on faith. Okay, the other F word, stepping out on faith, right? To step out on faith. Even in situations where she doesn't know if her company is going to win a contract, she still goes out for that contract. She still goes out for those different competitions. Right? She gives it her best. She gives it her faith. And in so many times when she would have discounted herself, but because she took that step of faith, she actually ends up winning these contracts. She's like, I don't know how I got this, but somehow stepping out on faith, taking inspired action. So when she called me the other day, I was like, you know what, Shamika, step out on faith. I want you to fill out that residency or grant application and just take a chance, step out on faith. And so I was working on the application, and the idea I had was like, it was okay. You know what I mean? But I noticed that yesterday, when I got back to working on that application, okay, working on that grant, really going over my answers to the question, a new thought came into my mind. Something I had never thought of before in terms of this grant. And that new idea was my angle into applying for this grant. I was like, oh, this is an idea that could really work. I could really see utilizing this residency and this grant to further this idea that I have. Now, I firmly believe, okay, believe what you want, but I firmly believe that because I did that forgiveness work, that little bit of forgiveness work, I opened myself up to receive a new idea for this grant residency application. And I wasn't even trying. But a new idea came to me, right? And so I think it's a wonderful and inspiring. You let me know. Are you guys inspired? Are you guys inspired to add forgiveness to your practice? I don't think it was a coincidence that this idea, totally out of the blue, came into my mind for this application, because I tell you, I had already wrote out my answers for the other idea. But somehow, because I had did this forgiveness practice, it opened me up to receive a new idea, right? I release and let go so that my good can flow. All right, so we have just a few minutes. We have enough time. It just takes 6 minutes, and that'll take us to our hour. Tahashi says, I don't know who this character is, but I love the character. I know, girl. All right. Okay. We all have her in us. Okay. We all have her in us. All right. So let's take a moment. Think of something. All right. Think of something, whether you're forgiving a person, a situation, or whether you're forgiving yourself, or whether you're writing about something that made you feel like, I feel a ways about it. All right. We are going to take 3 minutes and just to write about it. And remember, when we're doing our journaling, it doesn't have to be grammatically correct. All right. All right. The time, we're just doing 3 minutes, y'all. Just a little bite. All right. 3 minutes, the timer is going. We're writing forgiveness. We're writing about it. We're practicing it. All right. Let whatever comes up come out. We have set the atmosphere for you to be open to receive what you need to receive today. Tap in. This Saturday morning, tap into this energy. Let it flow. And it's your journal. Remember, you don't got to share this. So let it out. And see if you can work in your journal, if you can work out, allow yourself to write out how it makes you feel. Write out anything. Maybe you were misunderstood. Maybe you're writing about how you wanted the encounter to go or how you wished it would have went. We're tapping into the F word today. One minute to go. Okay. All right. So that was 3 minutes, you guys. This is just a little tidbit. All right. Now, staying in that place of what you just wrote. All right. We're going to set the timer now. And we are going to focus on I forgive everyone for everything, including myself. I release and let go so my good can flow. So the timer has set. We're doing 3 minutes. I forgive everyone. And you can even put in the person's name. I forgive everyone and everything, including myself. I release and let go so that my good can flow. And so as you sit here in this place of meditation, allow the release to happen. There's nothing else for you to do but just to sit here and be open for it. We are releasing and we are letting go. We are holding this space together. We release and we let go. And let's just reaffirm it again together. I release and I let go so my good can flow. And so it is. Well, all right. Oh, Instagram ended. Oh no. Okay, Instagram ended. Yes, because Instagram is only an hour and we are at an hour and 2. Let's see. All right. Oh, I really want to record some of these things. But how was that, you guys? For those of you who were able to stay in it with us, and maybe if you've practiced forgiveness before, of course, we've all practiced it in some way, but have been intentional about practicing forgiveness. Have you ever, how did this practice today feel for you? I would be curious to know. How was today's conversation about the F word, right? Are you like me where sometimes you feel like, I've already done this forgiveness work. How much more can I do? You know? And I believe that forgiveness, that's the work. That's the work that we were called here to do. That's the work that's the curriculum, right? I'm starting Instagram up again, so we'll see if it comes back up. Okay, great. All right, yes. So we're just wrapping out. Stephen says that it was so powerful and freeing. So powerful and freeing. I am so glad to hear that. You see how you said free? Remember how I said that it has something to do with free and freedom? Yes. Forgiveness is about freedom. Forgiveness is about freedom. And what happened yesterday was so what I experienced, my personal experience from the journaling to working on the grant application. Now, mind you, whether or not I get the grant, okay, it opened me up to what is possible with adding a forgiveness practice, right? Whether I do it daily or weekly, there's always someone or something to forgive. If you work with people, somebody gonna say one little thing at work and you might be like, I felt a little ways about what she said, but I ain't gonna say nothing about it. But you felt a ways about it. Allow that moment to go with you into a forgiveness practice and to see what else it might open up. Relationships can change, dynamics can change, opportunities can come. Maybe something you were trying to stop or let go of will let go. All right, you guys. I thank you all so much for tuning in to today's Saturday morning tap in. Welcome, Miss Jones 51, Pastor Tasha. Also welcome. If you are just joining us, don't worry, we are wrapping up, but you can find a recording of today's Saturday morning tap in where we talked about the F word, forgiveness. We talked about forgiveness. And so feel free to go watch the recording if you're just joining us, or maybe you want to revisit what we talked about today. You can go to youtube.com/Shamika Chronicles. The recording is there for you. But I thank you all so much for, also entertaining just a different Saturday morning tap in. Saturday morning tap in is this living thing, right? We are a living, breathing community, right? It's very organic and spiritually led. And so that, my series regulars, y'all already know, when Spirit tells me what to do for Saturday morning tap in, I just have to go with it. And so I felt good about today. Celeste says, so glad I was able to make it. Let's get this game night popping. Okay. Now, Celeste and everybody here today, and I'm going to wrap out because we're already over the hour. But watch what happens with game night, right? I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know when, but there may be some movement happening for game night. I don't know. But us here today, we will verify together and confirm, like, remember that time? Remember that Saturday morning tap in? When we had set some intentions at the beginning of the tap in, and then at the end we did some forgiveness work. We're going to remember this moment. All right, you guys. Sans, thank you so much. I'm so glad you tuned in. All right, you all. So I will see you all next Saturday for Saturday morning tap in, where just a little bit of intentionality goes a long way. All right, bye for now. Have a wonderful rest of your day and an amazing week. Take care. Bye-bye.